one revolution.
Bookmark words on standby.
Log online, fan page loaded and ready.
Player stats, loaded. Health check, go.
Weapons check. Eyes check. Complete.
We have launched for the Informant podcast in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Informant podcast. I'm Pistol Pete from Stockholm. This evening I have with me Mig. So Chester almost did it again.
You never know when he's going to creep in.
Yeah, so that's true too. So all right, anyway, and we got Jana, Mig, Death by Gucci, and we have Jennifer, the Mafia Wars Loot Lady. Boy, Chester just gets in your head. You just can't get him out of there.
We were just talking
It's
about
like a virus.
Yeah, and you're right. You never know when he'll show up. So
He may surprise us.
Yeah, true. What's everybody up to?
Easter hangover.
Yeah, that's true.
Feels like I've been hiding Easter eggs all day.
I didn't have a lot of candy.
There is a ton of candy around here.
There's a ton of candy around here, but I haven't had any of it. So that's probably a good thing.
I'm going to go hide it from you now.
Yeah. Well, my boys are... Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. Go
Did
ahead.
y'all do anything? I thought y'all were going to barbecue or something today.
No, I went over to my in-laws and we had dinner over there, had ham and stuff like that. But we had a big Easter egg hunt at the church. I mean, there was like a whole field worth of eggs. I mean, kids, their baskets were burst to overflowing. They started putting them in their pockets and everything else. And it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
And then we had a small Easter egg hunt at my in-laws. So.
Yeah, I think that we've been on like 3 this weekend, so I'm about done with Easter.
Yep.
Yes. I'll be packing it away by the time we finish the show, so.
Yeah. Well,
And Zynga didn't do anything for Easter.
Oh, they're Easter Grinches.
Yeah, we even gave them that idea to do like an Easter egg hunt in game where there was like, you had to go find things in the game somewhere. That'd have been fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe next year.
Yeah.
I guess they have enough.
They could have done, they do a marketplace promotion for everything. Like if someone sneezes, they make a marketplace promotion out of it.
What year did we have the Thugs Money stuff?
That was two years ago.
That was the back in the day when you had the 4-hour, the 8-hour, and the 24-hour
jobs.
Job you had to do.
Yeah.
I miss those actually. Those were fun.
Yeah, those were fun.
But
yeah, it would be nice if they brought back some of the old stuff that kept us here.
Or came up with some new stuff. I think we're getting tired of the copy and paste gift mastery event, the properties, like everything they do, the missions, the secret districts, it's all repeats. And it's kind of getting boring.
Yep.
I used to get excited to make blog posts about this stuff, and now I'm just like, ugh. And I'll copy my old blog post and just change.
You're just copying and pasting.
So they were mixing it all up just by throwing in the VIP.
Yeah, the VIP was something new, and it did spark a lot of discussion and controversy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm irritated. It's still not available to me. So
you don't.
I have no importance whatsoever.
But there is something peculiar about your account.
Well, what? I mean, I want to see somebody else's account is what I think I need to do.
Well, you still have mini packs, and you don't have the energy packs, and I'm wondering if there's some type of connection there.
I don't know. I mean, it took forever for my crack to safe to go away too, and there's always been little weird things like that.
Yeah. So maybe.
But even when I had Zynga look at it other day, they said, "Okay, it should be there now," and then I'm like, "Okay, it's not." So
I think they got you off on that server located somewhere in someone's cubicle.
Yeah,
it's in the corner of someone's cubicle. You're the only one on that server.
And they just sit there and laugh. Let's give her a mini pack.
And then she's going to bug them and send emails till she gets it. And then when she gets it, she'll be like, oh, I don't want it.
But no, I'm not even the type to sit there and bug them too much because I have other things going on. So I end up blowing it off and then therefore I lose interest. Mm-hmm. So the stuff needs to be available to me to catch me when I am interested.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people are saying that they're waiting because they want to see when the next loot update is. And if it's not within a month, they're not going to do it. Right. And I don't think I'll renew it. I'm not going to do it a second month if they don't update that loot.
Yeah,
as long as you remember.
But this gets to one of the questions that came up too, though, and this was a debate Jen and I had as I was editing the show, was about the reward point payout or.
Oh yeah, I made a boo boo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's something we kind of take for granted that most people buy the reward points at a discount. And in some cases, most of us wait until the 50% discount option comes in to buy it.
How often do you see the 50% though?
It's like once a month.
Sometimes
once a month. That's okay.
Yeah.
All right.
At least I went and checked, and it's been a pattern ever since November. There's been 1 or 2 a month. You know, there was 2 in November, and then there was 2 when we had that Raining Women or whatever it was.
Right.
And then also March Madness. So it's a pattern. So you can pretty much count on once a month them offering a 50% discount. And if and when that happens, then the reward points are cheaper. And I just never clarified that because I just assumed everybody waits till they're on sale.
But that's, I guess if you're not a spender, and like me, I hardly ever see the 50%.
Well, even
I would
if you
never
are
buy for under 40.
Yeah, even if you are a spender, the first time you buy them for 50% off, you're not going to ever buy them at full price again. You're going to go, oh, wait, hell no.
Full price is just ridiculous.
And no matter how much money you have, I mean, people aren't stupid with their money. I mean, some could argue for this game, but that's a personal opinion. But if you know within a month there's going to be a sale on reward points, you're probably going to wait. And then they make that redemption bonus too, so then you get even a greater amount. For $25, you can get 310 reward points with the game card redemption when it's at a 50% discount.
So that was your point with the math, though.
Yeah, and I just never said that. I just assumed that because that's what I was thinking. Everybody would know that.
Right.
I think we got a couple messages, and
we were schooled.
Clarify.
We were definitely schooled. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I haven't had the option
Apologies.
yet, so I might be more important, actually.
Yeah, maybe they got a special one lined up.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Right.
Then there was some other questions and I guess points, and I don't know what the take on it is. I mean, there's some people that are flat out, I'm never going to spend any money on this game. That's not what I do. I got to thinking about it. Even in my own personal life, I bought video games for my children that are comparable in price to what Zynga's asking for participation in their game. And if a person chooses to spend their entertainment dollars like that, I mean, I don't see how you can turn around and bash people for that.
Right.
That's their
I
choice.
Agree.
I
agree.
Yeah, okay. So now there's going to create, as we said in the last show, this kind of 2-class system, the have and the have-nots, the pay and the pay-nots, whatever you want to call them. But I don't know, in my heart, I just can't understand how you can just bash a person for wanting to spend their entertainment dollars that way.
Well, who's bashed them? Has that?
Oh, there's always somebody that just says, I just can't believe someone would spend, this on a game, and these people are ridiculous, and and that's.
I like how Mark Pincus himself put it that night that I watched whatever show that was on NBC or something, but he said it was comparable to renting a movie, watching it, and returning it.
Yeah.
You've watched it, you've taken in what it had to offer. You don't have anything to hold on to later, but that's why some people pay for the game. They're paying for a night out. Maybe they're not buying shots. Maybe they're not, spending their money in different ways. Right. I get why you spend the money here. I really actually do. I just don't have it. That's pretty much my point. It's not that I don't want to. I just don't have it.
Well, and there's many people that don't want to, and even if they had it, they're not gonna spend it. And they're entitled to that too.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it just depends on what you want to get out of this. And, realistically, the game is still free. There's free elements of the game.
Subscription games.
And there's tons of games that have a free version, and then they have a pay version. And the pay version has premium services. My boys
Are they separated, though? Is it like
no, it's the same game.
And they play it with the same people?
Yep.
They're not separated at all?
Nope. Okay. That's not every game, but many of them it is. I'm thinking of Pirates of the Caribbean was a game my boys played. My eldest son wanted an annual subscription. We paid for it. Well, he started getting special loot items and special weapons, and he can go above a certain level and all kinds of things. And that was the feature of being a full premium member. And so, this is not an unheard of model, and the fact that many are chastising Zynga for heading down this path, it's, I just don't get it. And I'm not here to, beef
Has
up.
Has the game changed for anybody that since they have had it? Have they noticed any sort of improvements or problems in the game?
I noticed my one run on the Assassinator when my loot scores went way up, and it was exciting and cool, and that's about the extent of it. And now that
happened once,
yeah, you max out on that loot so fast because it drops really good for fighting. And so then, as with any time fight loot comes out or whatever, once your scores get bumped up to the maximum that they could be from that loot, you kind of get bored and you're over it. And I don't notice that I'm this big badass. I'm still losing. My win-loss ratio is about the same. Unless I'm attacking minis, then it's 100%.
Attack the minis.
That loot score, like we always say, it's not that significant. And this game is so focused on loot.
Yeah.
It can be significant if you're like Chester.
Right.
If just have no loot.
Yeah.
That can make a difference if you're all skill and then you have nothing.
That's true. But that's what families are supposed to be there for, to be able to gift up those people that don't get it. And, there's a certain element of those people starting out in the game that don't have the stamina or energy to get the kind of loot that others that have been playing for a while can get in a very short amount of time. And again, that's where the gifting's supposed to come in, trading.
Scripts ruined that, too. Abusive
is...
scripts ruined gifting.
Yeah.
Busting out the mini, the running repeat job in 15 windows without any delay, and all those server loads. Mm-hmm. That's kind of the core of why we're not seeing gifting or good giftable loot. Like, I know I don't have any of that job loot. I don't have enough energy to accumulate more than maybe 10 or 15 of each item.
Well, I remember the day when you'd get boosts as part of, your fight and job runs. We don't get any of that anymore. Why? Mm-hmm. Because it was abused. They shut it down.
Yeah, they made those energy boosts non-giftable.
Yep. So now you got nothing that you can't, and in part of that was the trading community too. And the trading community was trading those boosts around.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the side effect of that is that there were people making money off of it.
And the cloning scripts, those put a lot of loads on the servers.
Yep.
That's a shame.
Anyway, I don't know. I'm not sure where it's all going. I mean, I still think the game's viable. I think there's things this group's doing to try to make it, beef it up and add some liveliness back to it again. I think there's, some things.
There's hope. There's hope.
Yeah. I mean, they use the term they want to clean it up a lot. And I think that's
what a lot of players need and want.
And the people that don't like that are a different group of people that do like it, because there's two sides.
They're the ones that are going to be in trouble.
Well, unfortunately, the idea of cleaning it up comes with its own problems too, because remember, there was a cleaning up session in the community that, was not any big secret, and it reduced about 100,000 accounts out of the community. Well, where's your daily active players go when there's 100,000 accounts disappear? So the idea now of, that
cut in half.
They want to clean up some of these accounts that have been sold around and that kind of stuff. I mean,
and what is the percentage of that, would you say? Is there any sort of telling how many of those accounts were sold?
I don't.
And is it too late for me? No.
Yeah.
I think it would be a bad time to try to sell your account.
It'd be a bad time to buy one for sure.
But there were a group of accounts that were banned, and the reason was because they were sold.
And they were trumped up accounts too, right?
Yeah.
Like they were
big ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was trying to think of the word, but I can't find it.
Big?
Yeah, big.
Ginormous.
That's what she said.
Glitched something.
Oh yeah, and
that's what I was.
There's been injected accounts. There's been glitched accounts. Just a fluke and an account got glitched. All those. I don't know if they're hunting those down, but their big thing is
those
people.
Are the accounts I want them to hunt down.
Yeah, they're buying accounts that other people made or sold or whatever.
Or people that have just turned around and said, "I'm done with the game and I'm going to go ahead and leave." And hey, look, let me see if I can squeeze out a little bit of money for all the effort and time and energy I put in,
But it's just as wrong for me to give my account away. I mean, I can't, that's against terms of service just as well as selling it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
If I want to quit the game, it's just over.
Yes.
And I did ask them because I had this question brought up a lot. A lot of people, when they go on vacation or can't play Mafia Wars for a day or a week or whatever, they ask their friends or their family members to play their account for them, That happens all the time. And I've been asked by a lot of people, is this considered something bad and against the terms of service?